Hi guys, I'm Amie from Rebel Nutrition, the brand and blog that teaches you how to use minimalism and online business to escape the 9-to-5 and live a life of freedom. Today I'm going to be sharing my top tips for how to pay off debt quickly using minimalism and how I did it and how you can do it too. So don't be scared. I know that debt is a completely unsexy topic and I'm going to be sharing a few minimalist tips to make it super simple and quick for you guys without suffering too much. So here are my top 8 tips to pay off debt quickly using minimalism. Number 1, downsize. So this one's a minimalism no-brainer, but start downsizing from the clothes, appliances, toiletries, technology, furniture, etc. that you no longer use and want. Look to sell things on places like Craigslist, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, etc. And hopefully you'll be able to bring in at least a little bit of money that way first. But I will say the biggest needle mover in paying off my debt quickly was downsizing to a tiny house so small that I literally had no choice but not to buy anything non-essential. Of course, you don't have to live in a tiny house to practice minimalism, but it does make it a whole lot easier. So if your bank account is currently being drained by your rent or your mortgage payment, ask yourself, can you move somewhere smaller? Can you move to another part of town or somewhere more affordable? And outside of physical items, start downsizing from monthly subscriptions like cable, Netflix, magazines, and memberships that you don't use or that you could do without. Ask yourself, when was the last time you added up how many non-essentials you're paying for month after month? Most likely this adds up to at least a few $100s that could be going towards paying off your debt or traveling instead. So number 2 is to get rid of your car payment. One of the biggest expenses I see most of us mindlessly paying for month after month is a car payment, especially if that car is on the newer side. So can you downgrade your car to one that still runs but that you can buy outright? And although this is obviously more of an initial investment, it will continue to save you money month after month, and most likely your insurance will be lower as well. Of course, older cars always run the risk of breaking down and having other problems, so it does come with its risks, but most families in the United States have more than one car, so if this is you, ask yourself, is it possible to share your car with your spouse instead of having 2 or even 3 cars? Sometimes this really isn't possible, but many times a little bit of extra planning and coordinating car schedules can save upwards of $500 a month in car payments. Number 3, don't use your credit card ever. So I'm sure I'm not the only person who has found themselves deep into credit card debt. It starts off innocently enough, the temptation to finance whatever it is you want or just charge it rather than having to pay in cash or debit. Then you notice you have a bunch of different credit cards open with growing balances on them, and that's when you start feeling totally trapped. And trust me, I get it. So my number 3 tip for paying off debt quickly is to stop using your credit card, and if you can't pay for something in cash, that means you can't afford it. Now I get that sometimes this really isn't possible, like in terms of emergencies, but many times we just charge things because we want whatever that thing is right now. And yes, some credit cards do give you awesome bonus points and travel miles, but I still think they really trap you in the sense that you have to hit a certain minimum to reap the benefits. So the same rule I think applies here. If you can't pay the balance off immediately after buying it, keep on saving until you can. Number 4, stop buying new clothes. Okay, brace yourself here, guys. I didn't buy any new clothing for nearly an entire year. Okay, so maybe it was more like 8 months. And in my opinion, this is one of the best tips to start paying off debt quickly. And I know this sounds extreme, and I do have an advantage because I live in a place where the weather is the same year round, but I didn't spend any money on new clothing for nearly an entire year. Why did I do this? I simply didn't need any new clothes. Nothing that I owned was ripped or broken, just a few stains. Shocker, right? So now I'm not recommending that you torture yourself, but really ask yourself, do you need to go shopping all the time? Probably not. Most of us have full drawers of clothes that we never even wear or that maybe even still have the tags on them. You can also be strategic and ask for gift cards for holidays or birthdays if you really want something or want to go shopping just for fun. Number 5 is to cook at home, and this one is laughable since my kitchen pretty much consists of a few appliances and that's it. But one of the main ways I was able to pay off over $10,000 in debt quickly is by creating a food budget, shopping in bulk, and rarely going out to eat. So each week I plan a grocery list of what I plan to buy at Costco. I stick strictly to that list, I shop in bulk, and in Hawaii, this is pretty much the only way to really eat real whole foods without going broke. So this really means a lot of repeat meals that have a few simple ingredients and are super quick to make. Maybe this sounds boring to most people, but it really serves a minimalist purpose in 2 ways. Number 1, it saves money. Number 2, it means I just really don't have to think about what to cook pretty much ever, which is awesome. So in my opinion, this is just a small price to pay to live in Maui, and I'd much rather be spending my money on traveling than going out to eat, but that's just me. Okay, number 6 is the snowball method. So you can thank Dave Ramsey for this one. I did not think of it, but the snowball method is a serious game changer if you have credit card debt on more than one card. So here's how it works. You pay the minimum payment on each credit card every month to avoid penalty, but choose the card with the smallest balance to focus on tackling first. Then you pay as much as you can every month to that one card until the balance is completely paid off, and then you move to the next highest. Now this makes you feel like you're making much more progress than if you were to say only pay a couple hundred onto each card every month. And if you're competitive like me, this tactic works amazingly well because I love seeing the progress I'm making and I always want to pay off more and more each month. Number 7, start a side hustle. So minimalism is great, but you can only really downsize and budget so much. You know, at some point you're going to need to start bringing in more money if you ever want to hit your financial goals and gain more freedom to travel or however you truly want to be spending your money. So I recommend, in addition to using minimalism to pay off your debt, you start thinking of a way that you can bring in additional income that will really allow you to reach your financial goals, quit your 9-to-5, or whatever else your future goals are. So I'll link to another video about how to start a successful online business because this topic is really a whole nother video in itself, but it is seriously incredible that we live in a day and age where you can make money doing literally anything online. So there are people making a living online talking about the Smurfs. Let me know in the comments if you got the Gary Vee reference there. Seriously, so my point being, find that thing that lights you up, the thing that makes you different or special, and find out how to leverage it via blogging, online courses, working with brands, affiliates, etc. I have a whole course about this, I'll link to that below too. So number 8 is to manifest like a motherfucker. So I can give you all of the cut and dry, minimalist, money-saving tips in the world to help you pay off your debt, but if you still feel fearful, defeated, and hopeless around your financial situation, it's never going to improve. So trust me when I say I know what it feels like to be afraid to look at your bank statements, and I used to go weeks or even months without looking at them. And habits like these can really lead you to feel unempowered and negatively about your money, which are 2 things that are guaranteed to prevent the cash money from flowing your way, I promise you. So my final tip is to start manifesting money like a mofo. Envision your life once you have it, what you'll do with that money. So be super specific. You know, make a vision board if you need to, journal it out, put sticky notes all over your house, write your goals in your journal, whatever you have to do. And another counterintuitive money manifesting tip is to remove your scarcity mentality around money. So start looking at money as an unlimited resource, always available to you and that you will always have enough of, even if this might not always seem or feel like the truth. Remember, what we focus on grows, so make sure you're not just focusing on your amount of debt, but you're also focusing on all the great things that you already have in your life and the amazingness that is yet to come. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and if you want more minimalist tips and money-making strategies, be sure to join my 5-day Making a Minimalist challenge. I'll link to that below as well. If you found this video helpful, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, comment below, and definitely subscribe to my channel so that I know to make more content just like this. Thanks guys!